What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today we're going to go over a day trading recap. We nailed stock XPIO, and I got the live trade for you. Check it out. Well, guys, today was a good day. We came into chat. I had my watch list. We're going to go over that, the plans, the sentiment on the day, and the reasons why, we took the trades we took. I took two trades today. One was a starter small loss. The next one was a nice winner on XPIO. Right, that one made back the small loss from the previous trade, plus plenty of profit on the day, right? But the most important part was the patience and discipline. We're going to go over that, as well as one important factor in that trade that would have shook out an inexperienced or a new trader. They would have been shaken out of that XBIO. But when you have experience, when you know what you're doing, when you know what you're looking for, and you analyze your chart correctly, you wouldn't get shaken out. And that's what we go over in this one. Plus, I got the live trade for you as well. So let's go ahead, smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and jump right on into the charts. All right, guys, first things first. Today's poll, 87% of traders are green in chat today. 12% didn't trade. No one's red. No one's break even. Amazing. Good job. Way to end the week strong, guys. This morning started off, we had a really nice watch list here in the daytraderchatroom.com. IPA, SCKT, ACOR, ALZN, Snap all on watch. I was concerned that possibly ALZN, SCKT made their runs during pre-market, but they were my two favorite ones to watch. I like the price point, I like the daily chart, and I really focused in on these, and they're total duds. The winning trade today was XPIO. That thing had no news. Both of these had news, so I held them to high regards. I thought maybe they'd get the party going. Clean, nice daily chart, but no dice. All support zones violated. Most of the move happened in pre-market, so nothing on SCKT. I also had ALZN on watch, and I actually took a starter position on this one. This one's faded basically the entire gap up. We were holding, this $7 zone from the daily chart. I mean, look at this. This is a pretty clean level right there, support, and right here resistance. So it's a very clean level. And we were holding it in here. Let me zoom back in here. We were holding it very nicely all throughout that. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take a starter. And I went ahead and grabbed a starter position somewhere in one of these two candles. Don't remember exactly which one. One of these two candles, I took a starter. Just very, very small. It was a very small starter to begin with. So I was protecting myself, against any sort of paper cuts, any sort of bigger losses with the paper cut loss. My stop was under $7. Why? Because $7 is the support zone. We have the 9 AMA lined up with this 50 Fibonacci level at $7. So I'm like, okay, that's my support zone. I'm gonna set my stop underneath it. If it breaks underneath it, I'm gonna cut it, right? I had that initially when I got in. I believe it was on this candle. I had my stop at the low of day. Once we confirmed this $7 support, I held my stop underneath that because I figured at that point if we cracked underneath it, we were just going to fade the gap. I was looking for a high volume break and hold the VWAP so that I can add to my regular size. We got that action, and on that candle right in here, I went ahead and stopped out when we cracked $7, and the rest you can see was the right decision because this thing just imploded on itself. Nothing here for me, so we moved on, right? At the same time that trade was working itself out, we had something else cooking, something else that was making moves all over the place, and that was XBIO. XBIO made this huge move, made big old move. This move started happening even before I think I was in AZLN, right? That's when that move started happening. And I ignored it all throughout this because it was, it was rather light volume in this zone. See, 200,000, 300,000 shares. I mean, it's light volume in the grand scheme of things. I was really waiting for this thing to open up, right? And right in here, we start to get big volume. But we're not, it's not clean. There's no setup for me. I told you guys, there's no setup for me here. And I didn't want to, oh, Adrian, you're green too, you missed the poll. Well, congrats on the green, bud. And I didn't want to trade it in here because there's no setup. But I told you, it had my attention. I wasn't happy that there was no actual catalyst that I could find anyways for this stock to be moving the way it was. but the volume was there, so it was not going to be ignored. We had that move straight up like this. You know, we had a quick little pullback and then just straight up move. And I told you guys, look at the volume coming into this monster. I'm going to watch and wait for a pullback. In here, I waited for a pullback back down here towards this 325. It gave this quick little pullback in like 330 area, and then bang, straight up, new high again. I'm like, well, you know, I told you guys, I'm not going to chase it. I'm not going to buy it all the way up there. I'm going to wait for a pullback. If it gives me a viable pullback, I'm going to buy it. If the pullback isn't viable and it just implodes on itself, then guess what? I'm going to stay here with my paper cut on the day, and it's done. This is the reality of trading. Those were my exact words. And I waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And then right in here, we start to get the pullback. Now, I didn't like it that much, but I took a step back and, you know, analyzed the volume. The volume is smaller than on the way up. It's not very uniform like this. You see how this is uniform? It's not very uniform, but it's okay. You know, we put in an ugly-ish looking candle here in the highs, but you know what? It's okay. Nothing else is popping around. XPIO is a known runner. I'm like, I'm going to wait here, and I'm going to wait for confirmation. I'm not just going to step in here like I was trying to over here. I was trying to step in over here in front of the support and buy it. I was like, I'm not going to step in here and just buy it in front of support. I'm going to wait for confirmation. We get this pullback. I had put this line out for you guys here, and I had also told you about the volume. And right, come on, chart. Right in here, we violate under the 90-minute VWAP. I'm like, nope, I'm not going to touch it yet. And then we got this candle. And we got this volume. And I was like, huh. I typed away, boom, 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 put out my alert. And you know, we're in this candle here. I took a starter. I actually have the live trade. I'm going to show it to you. And it pops a little bit, and then bang. You saw how it just got hit really hard? And the volume wasn't that big. It was smaller than this previous confirmation candle's volume. I wasn't fazed by that. I was like, okay, no problem. I'm not mad at you. I'll wait. Where's my stop at, guys? Where was my stop? 325. That was my stop down here. Look at where this candle came to. That candle right there would have shook out novice, inexperienced traders. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you get this pullback, 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 pullback. It's deeper than you would have wanted. Then you get this big old candle, and then you get another candle in here that just slams back down. That candle right there, it'll shake out people. I know in my past it would have shook me out. But I saw the volume when that happened, and then I saw that wick. I was like, no problem. I have no problem with this candle whatsoever. Novice trader shakes out, stops out ahead of their stop zone. And then what happens with this trade? Bang. Then you're like, man, this trading stuff, manipulation, algorithms, you hear all the nonsense on Twitter. Then we get that big old huge candle. I start taking profits as we go, right? And I actually got flat right here at 450. I was like, that's it. I'm gone in front of that 450 zone. Right there was my last take profit, 450. And then I told you guys, you know, you could watch and see if this previous level holds support. You could have room to $5. But if it were me, I'd continue taking profits along the way towards $5. And now you're getting a little bit of a pullback. But that was a very, very, very nice trade. I'll show you guys here. Today's alerts. Long starter ALZN, 720, stop 7 area, 697, I stopped out. Long XPIO, 364, stop 325 area. Taking some profits, 390. Taking some more profits, 404. Some more off, 415. More off, 431. All these orders are going out on the ask, guys. And then flat, 450. All right, and now I got the live trade. I'm going to show it to you. Let me grab that recording real quick. And I didn't have full size on it, but it was still a good trade. It was still a good trade. Here's my starter, 200 shares, right here. 8-minute trade. There we go. Now I have 400 shares. Cost basis 364. There I add. Now my cost basis is higher than my initial entry, obviously, 366. And I have 800 shares. Normally I would have wanted a lot more than that. at least probably double. But in this case, I said I was only going to trade it a little bit smaller because we didn't see a whole lot of good action overall everywhere else. And this didn't look the greatest. It was not really an A+ setup because of the way the chart had worked itself out. But there was still a setup to be had there. That was a great confirmation candle. Watch what happens next. You see, that's a strong candle. You would normally not want to see this next candle go shoop and just fall back down. You would normally not want to see that. You would want to see continuation, even if it's slower, to the upside. Look at that. Look at that candle. That's a wild candle right there, but that's nowhere near my stop loss, right? So I'm not going to get shaken out of this one. We look at the volume bar as well, small. It picks right back up. Another thing, guys, look how long. I want you to see this. This is another thing that shakes out novice and inexperienced traders, okay? I only keep my P&L up here for when I'm lucky enough to record a trade and put it on YouTube. That's it. I don't really look at this. I don't care about this. I already know how much I can lose if it goes against me. Look how long I sit in this trade in the red. Look at that, 165 bucks red, 140. It's red, 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 red. You know how many people like just sit there and they see this and on their P&L because they watch it like a hawk, and the longer they're sitting in that red trade, they're uncomfortable. But why would you be uncomfortable? You know where your stop loss is at. You know where your probabilities are. You know what you're trading, your setup. If you have a trade plan, this is what we teach at the daytraderchatroom.com, then this should be unfazed to you. I don't even look at this. I just keep it up on the screen for when I record for YouTube. Look at that. You're just sitting there. Red, 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 just constant red. That torments new traders. If that torments you, get rid of it. Don't watch it. You should know already how much you're going to lose if you're wrong. You don't need to see this. You don't need to see this, because then it pops up here to 100 bucks and you're like, oh my God, 100 bucks. Let me just close it out. And then the stock goes to new highs. Don't trade that P&L. Look how long I sat in this trade red, guys. Look at that. I'm still red in this trade. A whole new candle has just popped up. But then look. There I take a piece of profit off on the ask. 390, you see it right here. I put out another order on the ask, 404, get filled. I put out another order on the ask, 415, get a fill. Put out another order, get filled. And then I put out another order, 450, and catch that fill, and I'm flat. And that was a good trade with 800 shares. You know, it brought me well back into the green in the day, basically sitting on a triple. So I'm happy with that. And now look at XPIO. I think we caught the bulk of the move, guys. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. Great way to end the week. Well, guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, drop them in chat for me. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Also, today we will be live on YouTube at 4 p.m. and I hope to see you there. Smash the like button for me, and I'll catch you on the next one.